Hi, how's it? Oh, goodness. It's Saturday at 21:40 on the 8th of March. I'm probably gonna upload this real soon. Even though there's like a whole bunch of content that still needs to be uploaded. I just wanted to show you my hair process because I just feel like it's important because it's my journey. My hair process. This video is gonna be unedited largely. Just yeah. Maybe I'll take out silences, but that's just like literally about it. Yeah, otherwise no, really nothing else is happening. This hair, believe it or not, thanks to persecution, affliction, abuse, when I go back it gets all dark, has been on my scalp like this for 3 months to the day. Like on the 8th of I think December, I did this hairstyle. And it's like the 8th of March. It's because I've just been going through too much and I just kept it. I left it. And the sorrowful thing as well about it all too is that I also did not even moisturize it, because Kilipondo, how you gonna moisturize? Cheating. You're gonna have to take it down, moisture. Yeah, it's just been sitting like this on my head. I've been uncomfortable to leave it like that, but it is what it is. 3 months. You will remember when I did it. That's the yeah, I did, yeah. So we're gonna take it down together, but I just want to show you what 3 months of not moisturizing my hair looks like, and of just keeping it there just sitting looks like. I also wanted to show you something, my new growth. You can actually see because I didn't moisturize, you can actually see the demarcation where my hair grew and basically the hair that had product on it is at. If you look really closely, it shows best in daylight, in the sun. I should have recorded when I was in the sun. Right now it's nighttime, but like basically that's my new growth over there. Yeah, pampara. So this pampara needs to go, like proper. It needs to go like that. Can you see there? It's browner, it's brownish, and then there's like black, jet black here. It has no product here. There's product. Yeah, that's the new growth. I said that this hairstyle was low maintenance and it was a escape it all type hairstyle. Like no need for me to do anything. I was intending on washing it every 2 weeks and reinstalling this, but I couldn't because my life is hard. This is just what persecution does to a person. It causes them neglect, makes you wonder why hobos have so much hair. They've got so much hair, like everywhere. Faces, other places, and it's all matted. Yeah, it grows really well, but it's just matted. I told myself that I'm gonna do this hairstyle because given my very painful life, I just don't have time to be looking at hair, focusing on hair. So I didn't even moisturize, y'all. Like this is just, yeah, I didn't even moisturize in 3 months. Like, yeah, but let's see if I like you know, my strategy was good in the sense that do a pondo, you know, like Papa, look at these two, like yo fish, I don't know. Let's see if my strategy worked. Like do a pondo, and because it's a pondo, it's going to like basically there'll be less detangling. There'll be like, instead of mini twists, mini braids that get matted anyway, whether or not I take all the advice from online. The mini twists that I did last time came out, y'all. When I was taking them out, those mini twists, y'all, the grief, the absolute grief. When I was taking them out, those mini twists, and just after 1 month I was really so matted. I'm bringing down these are not twists up tops, it's braids, and they seem to be coming apart relatively easily. So this very potentially might be the go-to hairstyle for persecution, the go-to hairdo if you've got monsters around you on your periphery just wreaking havoc in your life, and you can't focus on hair. Just do a pondo. If your hair is long enough, just one pondo, and then braid the pondo, and then just tuck it in and brush it up. And if you've got energy and time, you can bring it down, moisturize, put it back up again, wash it. But if you are like on a battlefield but you want to keep your hair a good You want to keep your hair on your head. You don't want to lose it. You don't want to over manipulate. If you're a black girl, 4C hair, you know how it just so easily like tangles. Like, I did not moisturize my hair this whole entire time, so there isn't product buildup or anything like that. But the moisture is still inside the braids because I guess it's been locked in this whole time. There's no product buildup. Whoa, guys. I'm low-key emo. I think it worked. I think my strategy worked. Usually when I bring down my braids, my whatever that I have to bring down, yes, like the amount of matting, the amount of locking, like matting, locking, the detangling that I have to do is literally out of this world, astronomical. It's like practically sinful, the way that it's just so horrific. And this time around, my hair's just coming apart, yo. And I didn't even put anything on. I didn't put apple cider vinegar, nothing. Just to cut, kanji. So I can go wash my hair and then reinstall this very same hairstyle. Well, maybe like an easier one. Like this time around, just one pondo instead. I don't know. No, the 3 is cool. And then depending on how I'm feeling, how crazy my life is. Depending on how crazy my life is and how I'm feeling, I can then just bring it down, you know, or not. I can wash it or not. Like if I'm feeling better, like in the heart and stuff, she's all born. But I mean, really and truly, the level of crazy around me, like right now I'm under so much attack. I've got so many edits, like so much content that's just sitting there backlogged that I guess I've got some stuff that's already on YouTube, but I'm taking my merry time posting it, because to post you gotta have, I insist, you gotta have like a thumbnail that makes sense, and these thumbnails can take me a good 2-3 hours to do. And because I'm just so afflicted by all these crazy people, I'm just like, whatever, you don't deserve my upload. I'm literally waiting for the US to set me free because I feel like posting is just a waste of time. This is gonna be an interlude. I'm gonna upload it before all my other work. Posting is a waste of time. I'm only being watched by like 2-3 people. Last night I had a dream of somebody locking me in a wardrobe, like a closet, on some nobody's ever gonna watch you. Like my point exactly. I told you there is like a syndicate that is going to be unraveled in Africa by American FBI, and we're gonna get set free. Those of us content creators who have been locked behind YouTube jail cells, there's going to be a change of leadership in America, and the change of leadership is going to uproot wicked structures that kept content creators frozen. Already Donald Trump hooked up an executive order to stop persecuting Christians, like people of faith, on social media platforms in America. But I mean, YouTube belongs to America, so frankly you can't persecute Christian content creators or religious content creators. You can't persecute religious content creators on an American platform after the American president has signed an executive order to stop harassing content creators based on their faith. So it's only a matter of time. The FBI investigation that's going to unravel this nonsense in Africa. Yo, like, oh guys, like what in the world? Like, no moisture. Like, I did nothing. Like, I didn't wash it. I didn't moisturize it. I did nothing. I just left it in this condition for like 3 months. And this is the first time in my life that I bring down a protective style and not have to deal with like an excessive amount of matting. So maybe product is the problem. I don't know, you guys. Like, moisturize once on wash day and that's it. I have never had this kind of easy takedown before. Like, my hair is as detangled as it was when I installed it. This is ridiculous. Like 3 months, barely any matting, purely because I did not apply product. Look, I'm not saying don't wash your hair for 3 months. It ain't right. It ain't right. Don't do nothing like that. But this is a persecution hairstyle. What I'm getting at is that this is a persecution hairstyle. It's a hairstyle you wear because people are treating you like trash and you don't have time to be focusing on your hair. If you are going through a rough time in life, I would hugely recommend this. Like, my strategy is actually working. What in the world? I'm not gonna try and detangle it further because it's like super dry. Okay, it's like crazy dry. So I'm just gonna like wash it, and you know, with the water I will detangle and what have you. But yeah, but like there's limited, very limited, like a tiny little negligible amount of tangling, of matting. I mean, tangling will always happen because 4C, you know, it's coily and whatnot, but the matting, like for me it was the matting. It was the fact that I had to separate my hair as with pliers every single time. Like, it was so rough. And one time, a hairstyle that was on my head for just 1 month, I brought it down over, guys, hours. And I was just like, but it's only been in for 1 month, and it was mini twists. So I stopped doing those mini whatevers, and this is now my go-to. I mean, proper. I don't know whether I should put moisture in this before I wash it so that I can better finger detangle it and then wash it. Like, basically put moisture in only to take moisture out and then reinstall moisture, just for the sake of, you know, untangle or detangling the remaining tangles, the tangles that are there's no matting. Like, there's literally no matting, just tangles. So to put some, like, a little bit of spray in it, water, whatnot, some oil, because I don't want to just like throw this hair inside a shower. It could get bad real fast. Yeah, I don't want to just put this hair under water, because water is just going to destroy all the apparent progress that I've just made. Yeah, anyway, I forgot what I was talking about, but yeah, people are crazy, y'all. Yes, I was talking about YouTube, not just YouTube, but social media. Like, the way that I'm posting so infrequently, precisely because it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. I'm talking to a band of miscreants, like a bunch of freaks, like occult people that feel entitled to the lifeblood and soul of people, and they sabotage physically people's lives. They destroy people's lives via moshanje everywhere they go, and then they expect people to worship them. But like, the thing about God is that he always, like, you know, the devil may come at you like a flood, the enemy may come at you like a flood, but God raises a standard. And yeah, of course there's like a whole bunch of shit here. The Lord has raised a standard in the sense that he brought leadership on board that's going, I mean, already the FBI director guy was fired the other day for hiding Jeffrey Epstein evidence. And with new leadership, that Indian dude that's in that position that fired him is going to hire another guy, and that guy is going to fulfill the executive order of Donald Trump. And so, it's only a matter of time before I'm set free. So I'm not like, I know that I need to get content online, and I know that I need to work at a faster pace because I've got so much prophecy that's been given me. But I feel like I could go waste an hour just posting for a whole bunch of people that feel possessive of me, people that are holding on to me, that literally think that I am at their mercy, men that want me as a inyati, a side piece, like that think that they've got something on me, like that they've literally held me hostage in YouTube jail, that have been paying bribes and whatnot, and tell themselves that it's only a matter of time before I settle or I capitulate to any of their wiles, their random desires, like literally their fantasies. That's all that this is. I find it disgusting, you know, the kind of stuff that should make you vomit, but the only reason why they feel like it's a feasibility, how possible the day is gonna come when I'm like settling, is because they have prospered to pay some corrupt randos at YouTube South Africa to literally just keep me frozen, like just frozen. But all that freezing is not going to be lifted by their decision to repent, their decision to like, oh, let me not hurt an innocent woman, and let me let South Africa listen to the prophecy that it needs to hear from those that the Lord has sent to her, to South Africa, that is. They are so selfish that they will never ever make a decision for the country, or a decision for, just out of like remorse for hurting a person like this, like putting a person on a deathbed while they're still perfectly healthy. It's not going to be just out of a sense of, but this is wrong, that they're gonna stop. So they need to be essentially moved out the way. There are people on earth that just need to just be moved out the way, because they will never in their own capacity move out the way. They will never just say, Hlongwane, I'm not doing this anymore. Yeah, so for me to post content speaking to such like animals, I like, ever since Trump took office, I bet you've noticed, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting, and things are happening at breakneck speed. Like at breakneck speed. Do you understand? So Donald Trump's office, it's gonna set us free. Like, a whole bunch of us are not going to have to struggle with the corruption of African leaders, of just a whole, but like proper. If you want the security from God, if you want the escape, he will award it to you through the providential working of things, by changing leadership in various spaces. And leadership on YouTube is gonna change. Leadership in America is just changing, and it is America that is in any position to make a decision concerning what happens to accounts on social media, or even maintaining certain businesses or certain franchises, if you will, of their companies in foreign countries. And I did say that YouTube, like social media that belongs to America, so Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all them, slowly but surely they're gonna pull out of African countries. Not all African countries, but the ones that are like especially corrupt, as Africa is just one of them. Already they're really messing, they're already aggravating Donald Trump. So when the decision gets made, which is not even going to so much be a decision as a result of the executive order of Donald, it is going to be linked to the executive order of Donald Trump, but it's going to be a decision that is made by basically corporate executives all over these social media companies, as they are inspired by the executive order of Donald Trump, because of the FBI investigation and also because of the national interest of America. I told you that these decisions are going to be bipartisan, in the sense that both Republicans and Democrats, even though they don't agree largely over this particular thing, they're going to agree, because it's literally antagonistic to the best interest of America in totality. They barely ever agree. So when they agree, you know that they're mad, or that they're serious about one particular issue. And the social media strategy of YouTube, not just YouTube, but social media companies, is the decision over it is going to be bipartisan. Yo, I've been warning. The social media strategies over there are going to be bipartisan, and I've been warning. They're going to be independent of Democratic or Republican sentiment, but rather just American well-being, America's greater good, or what you might call this thing, best interest of America. They're going to notice that for like African countries, the corruption on their platforms, the way that it's so bad, it's worthy of the Democrats and the Republicans and the non-party specific people to just get over their differences and just agree that we cannot be letting our platforms be used by random mafia bosses in Africa. We can't, because then, seeing as communication channels, like, you know, information peddling platforms of the earth are so influential to change ideology and rhetoric on the earth, they cannot allow their platforms to be politicized and to be skewed against the sentiment of America as a country. So if it is not in the best interest of America in total, it's gotta go. And all of this harassment of Earth's citizens against those who have got, I guess, a different rhetoric from what it is that they want, because it's not in tandem with their country, but it may very potentially be in tandem with American propaganda. They're just gonna let you go and let everybody else speak. Like, it's that basic. I mean, look at what, for instance, South Africa's doing. So, like, SABC's falling apart, and now they are threatening to levy people on DSTV and Netflix, as if though you can do that. Netflix is like an American platform, and they want to levy us who already pay a premium to stream on an American platform. They want to levy us in order to pay the SABC. Like, it's just dumb stuff like that that's being done. You know what I mean? That's going to cause even companies like Netflix, like whatever it is that might be like a franchise or some kind of administrative leg, a branch, a small little hub representing a bigger corporation in a foreign country. Once it's just found terribly wanting, the US is going to pull out. So foreign investment in this country is dwindling, it's flying out of the window, and ANC is going to stay arrogant, but it doesn't matter. With its arrogance is going to be my benefit. I'm going to be enabled because of the ANC's arrogance. I'm going to be set free to fly like a bird, and many of us content creators that are harassed like this in Africa are going to be set free to fly like a bird. And even though our countries are going to suffocate because of corruption, those of us who are online as social media content creators using American platforms that have got, I guess, whatever it is that we speak, harassed and antagonized by our countries, we're gonna come free. So basically, remember what I said the other day, a video that I did, one of my interludes from back in the day, in days of famine, the disciples of the Lord will enjoy plenty. So when basically the country is being fund cut like no man's business, alongside what do you call this, the economy just being crippled and everything going decrepit, with people losing jobs, including employees of automotive industry folk, because of the potential withdrawal out of AGOA, 600,000 jobs there apparently, with the pulling out of social media platform franchises in our country, those jobs that get lost while they enter into a famine. Those of us that have been in like parched dry land, like as in our lips are cracking like white powder, the way that it's just so dry here, we're gonna enjoy plenty because we're gonna get set free by the very sanctioning of South Africa, the very fund cutting of South Africa, the very anger or the hornet's nest that South Africa's shaking of Donald Trump is going to set some of us free. There are others that benefit. Like, I don't even know how best to even describe this. There are, for instance, war is absolutely devastating to an economy, but arms dealers, arms manufacturers coin it during a war. There are certain people that benefit from something that is under normal circumstances quite destructive to the rest of the economy. And what I'm trying to explain to you guys right now is that Christians are the tantamount of arms dealers in this instance, or those of us that have been afflicted and silenced. We are the tantamount of, never mind arms dealers that are legal, but people who, I guess, enable wars. Like, a nation out needing like a bakery that needs to like, that is hired to bake bread for soldiers during a war, while all other bakeries are closed. Every other bakery was closed except the bakery of the contracted baker, because he is serving the military. There are certain businesses that boom when everything else is falling apart, and the information business is gonna boom, and those who are in the information space, because the information will always be sought after, those who are in the information space are going to benefit, including people like me. So South Africa is gonna plunge and fall and sink into a ditch, while some of us are going to rise. We're going to rise up out of the ashes, precisely because of the judgment that is coming on South Africa. So when your ship sinks, when it sails, when your ship falls apart, when your machine drowns, when your Titanic sinks, we come up out of the woodworks. We get gills. We become sharks and dolphins in the ocean. We swim while everybody else drowns, and that's what's about to happen with me. The thing that I have going down for myself is going to be lucrative at some point, exceptionally, because you are no longer Africans, do you understand, gonna have any control over social media accounts of your people. You are no longer going to man them like a security guard outside of a hostage's prison cell. You are no longer going to be able to use the power, the money that you have in order to actively sabotage, because you are no longer going to have, thank you, Jesus, let's give that a round of applause. You are no longer going to have access to these platforms. You are no longer going to be able to pay anybody off. You are no longer going to be enabled to keep people in poverty that want to use alternative means of income, like social media, for instance. You're not going to be able to keep them out from talking. So anybody that has a different rhetoric from that, which is a South African politicized rhetoric, that is trying to run with the agenda of ANC or some crazy people in this country, or the misogyny in this land, the gender-based violence, people that feeling that they can just keep women out of gainful employment, like all the best. If she's a creative, she's going to thrive, because no longer are you going to be able to block people just because you're picking a bone knife. No longer is anybody going to be able to pay someone to make sure that Karabo's Instagram account goes nowhere. No longer are you going to be able to do that. You can succeed maybe with China, you and your little BRICS alliance, but who cares about TikTok, because it's dying. It's dying. It's out the door. It's one of these days it's gonna cease to exist altogether. I told you, ByteDance as a company is falling, so it might not look that way now, but yeah, it's falling. So who cares if you can't put your stuff on TikTok? Those of you that are investing in TikTok, frankly, you're going to be mournful when that Titanic ship falls. It's best for you to just start weaning yourself off ByteDance now, including its applications like CapCut. That's what I'm doing. Slowly but surely, I'm moving away from ByteDance. But long story short, what I'm trying to explain to you right now is that, okay, I don't know, should I pre-poo this here? What I'm trying to explain at the present juncture is that there's no need for me to keep posting in front of my body banna. Men, especially, yes, like it, guys, it's about men, yeah, like proper. You be looking at a Christian woman that is chaste, like salivating after her, ingati you're about to eat spikos, like side piece, like literally. There are men who have planned to make me a mistress, like inyatsi. Like I've been celibate for 13 years, and the first time that I'm gonna have sex is going to be with somebody else's husband. There are ambitions of that nature around my life. There are ambitions of that nature and of that magnitude around my life. I mean, that level of arrogance. Why would a married man imagine a chaste, celibate, godly woman a viable option? Itambo lega Kentucky, something to put on a plate and devour, unless he imagines that he's in a position to control where she can go, how far she can go, left or right, move, up or down. If this person feels a sense of power over me, of course they will feasibly imagine the day arriving when I am inyatsi, despite having, I guess, started out Christian and determined for my God and determined for what you call this, for purity. Marai, life happened and blood, not blood, what do you call this, bread. Somebody gotta eat bread. Bloodthirst, that's where that was coming from. It was a Freudian slip. Bloodthirsty men, yeah, who are out here trying to kill a person that is prophesying these things. That's what's good. That's what's good. Men abanjalo that feel entitled to women that don't belong to them, brother. Aksoa kolomuntu. Yeah, of course, when he's still out here flexing his billionaire muscle, when he's still flexing his millionaire muscle to a whole bunch of psychophants and bribe takers, extorted folk in these streets, they're going to feel like they can go and grab a total virgin, basically a practical virgin by Yolanda, a celibate or a chaste woman that hasn't had sex in over a decade, and just make her a freaking side piece. Like, they will literally fathom stuff like that. That's what's been going on in the South Africa. And however, even the biggest and baddest of executives and billionaires on earth have their day in court coming when they've lived a life of criminality, when they've been Pablo Escobar, when they've been mafia bosses, when they have terrorized in the streets. There comes a time when people are like, okay, so I guess this is where all this ends. This is where all this ends. Tyranny has a sell-by date in history. It historically has always had a sell-by date, but the one who stands to be exposed by the machine that is exposing tends to, in the run-up to the final exposure, be very comfortable, imaginative that no one is coming for them. They tend to be imaginative of the fact that they've gotten away with murder. They feel entitled to just this mammoth respect from people that hate them, that loathe them, because they are running with fear, with tyranny, with an iron fist. They are hurting people in order to make them docile servants under their crazy. Yeah. And before this like tyrant is uprooted, he tends to be kicking the last kicks of a dying horse, and in his dying is still literally finishing in Taikadileng. Just like Yahya Sinwar, you remember how he died. He was out here throwing sticks at the IDF, almost like that was going to do anything for him, and then he was just finished off afterwards. They're like that. They're like Yahya Sinwar on their way out. They're throwing sticks. So I realized that I'm dealing with a whole bunch of crazy people throwing sticks that are carefully monitoring my case, trying to make sure that I'll go nowhere. I'm not going to post for them anymore. I'm going to post at my leisure my content that's ultimately going to get taken up. It's ultimately going to go somewhere. Do you understand what I'm saying? My content is ultimately going to do well, but before such time that my content starts to do well, I'm just emotionally harassing myself to just post with nobody watching, with people having bribed all of South Africa like proper to make sure I go nowhere. So I'm posting at my leisure. I'm posting kile relaxed, reclined on a chair, swinging on a hammock, until the day arrives, like I said, where I'm just going to know that I'm set free because of just the number of notifications that I'm getting a day, because of the number of new subscribers I'm getting without posting. I'm gonna know when I've been set free. I'm going to know, because my channel is going to fly off the shelves like hotcakes baked on a Monday morning. Do you understand? Without me having to post. I'm just suddenly going to get notification after notification, like a flood. That's what the Lord showed me. It's gonna wake me up essentially in the morning. I'm going to be shocked to see the emails, the new subscriber, because new subscriber, the my animated channel, for instance, is going to by far be the biggest warner, because the rest of my channels I have removed, what do they call this thing, comments. I don't allow comments, but on my animated channel I've just left the comment section open because the animation is not me. So when they are to be dissing me, teasing me, I won't really feel like they're attacking me as a person, but rather the doll. So I think I can take the blows better when it's coming from my animated channel, because it's almost like they don't really know who they're talking to, so I'm not going to be too offended or too insulted. So I've left the comment section open on my animated channel. When a comment comes through, you get a notification about it on your email. So my animated channel, there's just going to be these comments coming through my email. Yeah, animated for Jesus. And that's when I'm going to know, oh, whoa, this is the day. It's going to be a slow process. Like, you know, I'm rolling out new systems in the call center. Slowly but surely, they what do you call this? They onboard stuff from the old system to the new one. So there will still be call center agents that are working on the old system for a season, because it's a slow rollout, because they can't just throw it in everybody's face like all in one, like gangster sitting. Yeah. So some will be set free first, is what I'm getting at. Some people are going to be set free first, and then others later, over however long amount of time. I can't tell you how long the period of time is going to take for every last one of us to be set free, because it's like going to be a whole thorough investigation that goes down, like entirely ignored content creators channels that need to be set free because literally nobody's looking at them. And so there's going to be like a task team, a task force like dedicated to unlocking content creators that have been persecuted because of stupid moderation teams. But they can't unlock everyone that has been shadow banned, because some people are literally just random crazy nudists, pornographists, jihadists, uploading random violent videos, like, you know, crazy, ugly, horrific stuff on YouTube. So they can't just press a button to let everyone go and then see who we need to moderate, who gets reported, who whatnot. They have to be careful with who they let go, because some people have been put in a YouTube jail that is tantamount to where you would put somebody that puts an ISIS beheading on YouTube. Yeah, they have put some of us right next to ISIS beheadings in the Middle East. They have put some of us Christian content creators in the same clumped up crazy, we can't let this person speak on our platform, little jail cell as true terrorists, like people that are actually genuinely terrorizing the earth. They have put some innocent Christians sharing the gospel in ISIS jail on YouTube, in Islamic Jihad, like beheading jail on YouTube, like accounts that have been blocked, shadow banned severely because of just how taboo they've been. Thing is just sharing prophecy, just sharing the gospel, all fully clothed, no profanity, nothing too extreme, too taboo, just sharing their faith. And they've been put in that kind of jail, so they can't let the jihadi go right next to the Christian, because that's just endangering viewer lives, like people who are watching content online lives, right? We can't be subjugated to the tyranny of watching all that nonsense. So they can't just press a button to let everyone go. It's irresponsible. There are people who deserve to be locked away from speaking on social media. So it's going to be a progressive approach, an incremental approach, like a waterfall approach. Hanyani. People's gates gonna be open little by little, because they have to vet and check to see this person that has been put in such a hard knock jail on YouTube. Did they deserve to be there? Don't they deserve to be there? And then once they have come to a business decision that they don't deserve to be there, then suddenly the account will open, the content creator will be set free, and they will literally know immediately. They will know immediately, because just the flood, the algorithm is gonna push their content. Some people are going to watch. I mean, like right now I've been watching, I guess I've been watching, there's this one, for instance, YouTube channel, dance, that I used to watch. I used to love, and still to this day I do love dance, crump, right? There is this one content creator that I watched 10 years ago, sorry, of that video, him dancing. I watched it 10 years ago. And I'm not subscribed. I only watched it once and then commented on that channel. And yesterday I was surprised that video was still in my feed, recommended again. I was like, okay, that's weird. I clicked on it and I watched it again. Stuff like that is gonna happen. Like basically, like things that you watched 10 years ago, but then they, like, you weren't there anymore. sometimes on YouTube you will get recommended something that's like a good 10 years old, like 13 years old, just based on what you've recently been watching, or just based on the fact that you have a history of watching that thing. Then it gets re-recommended. For what reason, I don't know. Why the algorithm would do that, why it would put it so uppermost in your recommended page, I don't know, because it's old, and it like the last comment on there and the last view was 10 years ago, and yet somehow strangely it's actually popping up on your feed in the uppermost recommendations. That happened with that dancing crew content creator, right, that I watched a couple of years ago, 10 years ago, and I was literally the last person to comment. Like my comment was the uppermost one, and it got recommended, and I rewatched the whole video. I was like, whoa, why did YouTube recommend this to me? Stuff like that is going to happen to content creators that have been literally sitting. Stuff like that is going to happen to content creators that gave up, that walked away from YouTube, that told themselves, this is not worth it. Situation in, I can't. Okay guys, my detangling is probably gonna take a little longer than I anticipated, because I have to go, like, I can't wash my hair, so detangled. It's just, yes, like, it is gonna be nightmarish to try and detangle afterwards, so I have to detangle it offline. But I just wanted to show you what in the world and the heaven is going on up tops, y'all. Like, hey, it's not matting that I'm dealing with, it's detangling after 3 months of just leaving my hair in my head just like that. No moisturizing, no moisturizing. It worked, y'all. It worked. I'm not saying do it, but I'm just saying it's a persecuted hairstyle. Anyway, let me just finish telling you this particular story, okay? Yes, this Oki that is a dancer, well, I don't know, it was like 10 years ago. I don't know what he's doing now. He's probably married and maybe has a pot belly. I don't know, has like 3 children and is more focused now on being a family guy. That guy, I watched his video yesterday again, and I was like, well, this is refreshing. But it was literally uploaded 13 years ago. The video was uploaded 13 years ago, and I watched it 10 years ago, and the last comment on that video was mine from 10 years ago, and it got recommended again to me, and I watched it. Stuff like that is going to happen to content creators that you've put in a ditch in the ground, content creators that you've hidden, that you have made sure that no one can see, that you've put in the kind of jail, that very taboo content that is uploaded for licentious purposes like pornography or even murder, like dead people on the side of the street or whatnot. Yeah, you've put us in the same jails. I mean, certain accounts are cancelled altogether, like as in just like killed off, like no more YouTube channel, like it's gone. I don't know if they're gonna bring some back that were unfairly cut off that way, but definitely they're going to be focusing largely on those that are still online, that were not given 3 strikes until they were out, those that are still there, but that are posting into air, that are posting into a vacuum. And I mean, that's also another thing about the vacuum, right, that I have been posting into. It's just going to be odd that there are content creators that are posting into a vacuum and are not being proliferated. The question is going to be, listen, why, if this content creator is this taboo, were they not given a strike? Why were they not given a second strike? Why were they then, after a second strike, not completely deleted altogether? It says that this was done for shoddy purposes. It says that this was done for silly purposes. This was not a person that was strike worthy. They were not worthy of being harassed by the platform altogether as a whole entire content creator, because they're just genuinely taboo. It says that you put this person, basically it's like taking a person to prison without a trial. Yeah, there will be content creators that are discovered as having been put in jail without a trial. Why is this person in prison without a first strike, a second strike, and a cancelled account? There's such anomalous activity, and this whole process, I don't know how long it's going to take, but they're going to get to us. They're going to get to, well, I can't really say every last one of us, because, you know, you can't dot your I's and cross your T's on such a big platform with such a huge library like YouTube. You can't get to everyone. Not everyone is going to be set free, because there will be some people that slip through the cracks, unfortunately. But should they start new YouTube channels, they will not be afflicted again in the future. So they will have lost their content forever, or they will have been maintained in that shoddy, dark, eerie, dingy place forever. But largely the ones that are going to be ignored without getting caught, like they're not going to be found as persecuted for no reason, are the ones that gave up. Like they walked away from their ministries or their channels because they noticed that everything that they post, no one listens, no one watches, and so they just stopped. They gave up. Like, people who gave up are the ones that are gonna slip through the cracks. But the ones that strove and pushed anyway with binary code views, people like me, they're gonna be hard to ignore. It's easy. And now I'm not gonna be ignored, first and foremost, because I'm a child of God. The Lord will make sure eyes are on me. And secondly, I keep posting. But I realize that even though I keep posting, I don't have to post every day. I don't have to post back to back, because I am literally posting for rubbish. I'm posting for nonsense, like for matloa bodiling, men that are disgusting, women that are disgusting. I am posting for nonsense people. But so therefore it's not worth my while to keep posting every single day, or even every third day, or even every second day, or whatever. I can post like once a week, once every 12 days or whatever, just insofar as there is activity that is reasonable within a month. It will be gazed upon, it will be looked at. The account, the content creator will be looked at with curiosity as to why is this person posting content, recording, basically just doing whatever they can to be on this platform and going nowhere. Sometimes it is maybe genuinely that their content sucks and no one is watching it. It could be genuinely that no one is intrigued by what they're doing, but some content is going to be such high quality, and it's going to be of such importance, and it's going to be so reaching and so relevant and so niche reaching, that it's going to be weird that they're not going anywhere. And these are the accounts that are going to get especially looked at. Accounts with, first and foremost, invested thumbnails. That's why I work on my thumbnails. Accounts that have got invested video editing, like lots and lots of editing inside them. Accounts that have got talking heads, especially, and that are especially politicized. Like, they are going to look at people with a political message, and they're going to look at people with a religious message, because the executive order Ega Donald Trump was, don't be persecuting Christians just because they're Christian. Do not be harassing people just because they are Christian, or just because they are Hindu or Muslim or whatever. Like, far be it for us as America to be out here persecuting people based on religion. So religious people are going to be looked at, definitely. Political analysts are going to be looked at, definitely. Anyone with just basically an ideology, thought leaders, like paradigm shifters, people that are sort of kind of deep, their content is going to be looked at. And then they're going to want to ask themselves, does this person deserve to be off YouTube? Do they deserve to be this severely shadow banned? Is their message so taboo that it's taxing? Is it like some child at in high school that is threatening to shoot up the school? Is this what's going on? If so, then we need to keep them off the platform. But if the political analysis is just somebody with an opinion that they get to share, but they're not inciting violence, they're not inciting, you get my point, all these things that can cause you to get like stricken, brought low, or whatever, for just being a general harasser of the human race, they're going to investigate with all of those things, do their checks and balances, and literally set certain people free. And when these people get set free, like I said, they're gonna find out some of them that have been sitting for 3 months not posting because they've given up. Boop, 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 deep, deep. That's a notification. They're going to be getting notification after notification after notification, because some of their content that was once upon a time recommended to certain people who watched it, maybe even liked it, maybe even commented. Those people are going to suddenly see a video from 10 years ago again. They're going to see a video that was posted 3 months ago, even though the algorithm doesn't generally push stuff out that has basically rotted for 3 months. But just like what happened yesterday with that dance video with that guy, 10 years ago I commented there, 10 years ago I watched it. I have not been recently watching any dance content online, so it did not make any sense why it would be recommended. It was recommended for no other reason than the fact that at some point in my life I used to like watching such content, and it was 10 years old. 10 years old. Like right now, I just watched a video of a hair YouTuber that was done a year ago. Because I don't know, I guess I've just been watching hair videos today because I wanted to motivate myself to do my hair type establishment thing. Yeah, but some content does not, like, you don't have to have posted yesterday to be set free. It's what I'm getting at. Sometimes you could have posted 3 months ago, but more so will you be set free when you posted just last week, when you posted just yesterday, when you posted just 2 hours ago. More so are you going to be getting looked at, because the ill-frequented nature of your account, of your YouTube channel, and this is just YouTube. Of course, this is going to happen on Facebook, it's going to happen on Instagram, etc. The unperused nature of content, of a frequently posting content creator, that's going to raise suspicion. That's going to raise suspicion. They're going to come up with some kind of a system of basically picking up, like sussing out, almost like with, you know, that metal detector at the beach that can find coins. They're going to come up with some kind of system to fish out the most likely persecuted channels based on a set of what do you call this thing, based on a set of criteria. Religion, I did say, was one. Political analysis is another. Frequent posting is another. Quality of like basically are thumbnails uploaded. Did this person go out of their way to put a thumbnail up, or did they just choose an auto-generated thumbnail? Yeah, YouTube. Like, are they actually careful for their craft? And these are things that are going to basically display that somebody has been persecuted for no other reason but the fact that they are a religious fanatic, or they are a political fanatic saying things that their government does not agree with, blah blah blah, etc. What a fish paste. You get my point. So we're gonna get set free, and not at the same time, like I said. So I don't know when I, in particular, am going to be weeded out from this YouTube jail. But bottom line is, this thing is happening. It's going to occur, and there are people that are going to be set free before me, and then there are people that are going to be set free after me. But I'm certainly waiting for my turn. I'm waiting for the day when I get set free from this danyani. They're going to set me free. And when they do, on that day, Shem, I'll get up, rub my fingers together, put a napkin in my shirt like I'm about to eat dinner, and just like get content creating. I will start posting more frequently. I will start being more intentional about getting shorts out. I will start being less discouraged. I will basically just get up and give myself energy to do that which I must necessarily do. Because I'm back, baby. I'm back. I told you guys that one day I am going to be prolific like Russell Brand. I had a dream where I had 5.2 million subscribers on YouTube. So, I mean, really, you buried your South African version of Russell Brand. All the best do you. You are corrupt. And just like AGOA, well, one of these days, you, like, proper, the US be out here trying to pull out. Already there are threats, and it is looking very highly likely like South Africa's gonna lose that slot. But it's still giving attitude, right? You're still giving me attitude, even though you can observe that the boulders are falling in, the walls are closing in on you, and you're still giving me attitude. AGOA is threatened to be extracted from out of South Africa. Is threatened to be extracted out of the AGOA agreement, and it's still out here passing Trump shade. That's what's going on in these crazy streets. So you guys can see what's happening already. My prophecies are coming to pass. And just like Cyril Ramaphosa, you're like, we're not gonna be bullied, though. And just like Julius Malema, get out, leave us alone. Just like the rest of the South African crazy conglomerate, you're like, leave us alone, America, as if though you can afford to do without them. You will speak smack until you finally get left. I am a member of the diaspora, good ass. I am literally practically already in America. I have already moved. It's only a matter of time. This thing is going to happen, and I don't need any of y'all crazy buffoons to repent because you've been given a whole chunk of time. I don't need you to basically get over the fact that I'm nobody's freaking Yahtzee. I'm nobody's side piece. I'm nobody's sex before marriage girlfriend. I am nobody's second, third, fifth wife. I'm nobody's baby mama. I am nobody's like step mama to like 20 kids with a guy that at the time of being with him had sex just day before yesterday. I'm nobody's any such thing. And yet people like this are salivating outside of my life. They are determined for me. And all I can think about is Nafodi. Guys, what do you do to 22-year-olds if you can do this to a 40-year-old woman? Like that level of perversity. And then there are women standing back hoping that this is going to give. Yeah, well, I don't need you to stop being a pervert as a man. I also don't need you to be better towards your sister as a woman. All I need to do is wait for this rollout of a new system in the call center to reach my desk. And then I'm going to get in the run-up to, I will keep on posting for rubbish to listen to my content. Nonsense. With itching ears to keep on rocking up here and then casting more spells, putting me in a dropo. I will wait for the day when I'm finally set free to post frequently so that the only people I'm talking to are not these crazy freaks that keep on exchanging bribes, Di Giorgio, amidst a whole bunch of folk that think that the boulders are not falling on them, that the doors are not closing in on them, that the world is not ending for them in particular, that literally their day is over for all this sabotage and all this incredible, hard-knock, ridiculous abuse of innocent people, all this life-shortening activity that you are all engaged in, this halvening of people's futures, like you are literally shortening people's lifespans. People that could have lived up until 80, you're killing them at 40. People that could have lived until 90, you're killing them at 23. Because what in the world are they going to do when they can't live in their own country? I am a prisoner in South Africa because of these shoddy, bribe-exchanging miscreants that feel entitled to perfectly healthy women that have never had children albeit being HIV positive married men that have given the disease to their wives and now they want her as a Nyazi. Yeah. When people feel that entitled to you with those kind of grubby paws, who in the world is going to set them free when they've been praying to Jesus Christ? The Lord and Him only. And He will by providence literally orchestrate affairs in a way so as to cause so much shock. You're going to be aghast, like gobsmacked, the way that the Lord is going to set us free, because you will not have seen it coming. You will have thought that your money can buy everything. You will have imagined that you can keep on bribing everybody on the left and on the right and extorting anybody that wants to do a different thing. You will have imagined that you could keep on putting over people's heads that which they did last year to ascertain that they cannot help that which they now want to help. You're going to make it hard perpetually. You're going to keep at it, right? For people to repent who wants to repent, people who want to get out of the darkness, you're going to keep extorting them. You're probably going to keep on saying, if you do differently by Karabo, if you lift the heavy hand over her YouTube channel, I am going to call in your boss and expose everybody that is part of the syndicate, so you will lose your job. You are not going to now suddenly get an attack of conscience. You're not going to suddenly get an attack of conscience and then do a different thing when I'm the one that paid you a bribe. You will lose that job. So you're basically blackmailing people, you're extorting them, you're browbeating them into doing what you want them to do when they want to do a different thing. Because you are powerful, you've got money, and so with that money you succeeded to make people fall apart and shake in their pantyhose at first and be your sycophants initially by willful by willful rebellion. They did this thing because they were in ill-gotten gain, but over the years when they got contrite and when they got uncomfortable with their deeds, their feats, when over the years they became unhappy with their corruption, you then decided that no, you're gonna stay dark, you're gonna stay filthy, because so people are now imprisoned by their former sins, because these miscreants, these psychopaths, these buffoons that are tycoons and tyrants, basically the heads of snakes, are making the people in the tail that want to repent unable to. They're making people that now don't want to do this anymore. They're holding them hostage. You are going to keep thinking that people are going to be subjugated to the tyranny of your money, your billions, your millions. But the Lord raises up a standard when the devil has come at us like a flood. The standard is not the sycophants and the minions underneath you that, albeit being repentant or contrite, can't repent because you're extorting them, you're bribing them, you're blackmailing them. They're not the standard. Their attack of conscience is not the standard. Their attack of conscience is evidence of the fact that your reign of terror is coming to a blistering end. Their attack of conscience is evidence of the fact that God is working in their hearts. But your tyranny over them is something that must be uprooted by something more powerful than you. You are the monolith. You are the head of the snake. Do you understand? And minions or tails cannot do anything about your crazy. They can't riot against you. They can't stand up against you. You're too powerful. You need someone bigger than you. So the world's superpower, the leader of the free world, is about to be the thing that is the damper in your step. Litloba uprooted by the fact that he is uprooting corruption in his own government. And with, like I said, the FBI dude is gone. Somebody's going to replace him. And with the new guy, new structures are going to be erected. I already told you this. I already predicted. I already prophesied. There's going to be a change of leadership. And of course, thanks to the change of administration in the US at an executive level, but also corporates, companies, organizations, they're going to be trickled down. These changes of leadership that are going to cause historically oppressive executives of companies to be booted out the way, to be fired, to be shot out the way, while those that are going to implement the changes that God wants to be implemented are then going to be given their rightful position. So all the best, terrorizing and tyrannizing for the remaining 5 seconds that you still have. And you know, as for your unfortunate victims that you are browbeating into submission because they're scared of you, yeah, well, they will then be given a fair opportunity to give their lives to Jesus now that you're out the way. You're literally moving out the way, but there are consequences to actions. Fortunately and unfortunately, there are ramifications to crazy actions.